Everybody, and welcome to your midterm review for group dynamics. Today we're going to be covering some of the basics of the test information and some of the type of questions that you will see on the exam. So some of the important things that you need to know. The test will open at 8 a.m. on Monday morning and will close at midnight on Sunday. You will have all week to take the test, so you can take it at any time that you like, as long as you make sure that you schedule enough time to take the 2-hour exam. There are 50 questions on the test. 34 of those are multiple choice. There are 7 fill in the blank. There are 8 true false, and there's 1 ordering question. No late tests will be accepted. There is no grace period and no 20% late penalty period for the midterm exams. All the exams are due by midnight on Sunday, and I will not accept any late tests. There's no proctor or examinee required for this test, so you can take it at any time that is convenient to you. Like I said, as long as you schedule enough time for the 2-hour block that this test allows. It is also really important to remember to study the quick review at the end of each of the lectures. All of the questions from the exam come from those quick reviews. So if you go back and look at those quick reviews and then use those to gather information from the lectures and from the textbook, you will have all of the answers to your midterm exam. Here are some examples of some of the questions that you will see on the test. In what type of group are members assigned to work together and accept that they have to do so? The correct answer is traditional. There are a couple other questions on the exam that also refers to the different types of groups, so make sure you study those in your lectures and in your textbook. The blank communication network is a fast means of communication because there is a central hub. The correct answer is wheel. And you will see in the next couple of slides, in addition to a few more questions on the exam, that there are several questions that relate to the communication network. That includes things like the wheel, the chain, the why, the circle. So make sure you study all of those from the lecture. In one-way communication, the message is often simplified, true or false. The correct answer is true. Think of this like the game of telephone that you used to play when you were a kid, and as you pass the message down from person to person, it would get simplified and then sometimes even distorted as it went on. And that is the same in even the way we communicate as adults. We simplify the message by taking out the pieces of information that we think are important and only passing those along. Telling your office neighbor that the information that you just heard about the upcoming merger is an example of using what type of communication network? The correct answer is circle. In the circle network, we tend to tell just the people who are close to us by distance. So therefore, your office neighbor is someone who's close to you. So that is that example of a communication network. A group being able to remember more details than an individual is blank. The correct answer is transactive memory. There are also some other questions on the test that go back to the pros and cons of a group, so be sure to review those from your lectures. What group or what type of group uses the CORE acronym? The correct answer is low power. Low power groups use the CORE acronym, and high power groups use the LEAD acronym. So be sure to review those from your lectures and your textbook, and also know what CORE and LEAD stand for. Group blank is focusing on group unity at the expense of the quality of the decision. The correct answer is centrism. I specifically put this question in the midterm review because a lot of people miss this question because they think that the answer is group think. So there is a difference between group centrism and group think. Group think is when the quality of the decision is affected because there's not enough diversity in the backgrounds of the people who are making the decision. Whereas group centrism is where everyone just wants to get along, so the quality of the decision is compromised. So make sure you review the definitions of group centrism and groupthink prior to the exam. True or false? Seating arrangements have no effect on the effectiveness of the communication of a group. The correct answer is false. Seating arrangements do have an effect on the effectiveness of the communication of groups, as do other factors such as the temperature and time of day. So please be sure to review all of those from that section of the lecture. Automatically accepting ideas that are put forth by a large crowd without thinking or questioning is an example of blank. The correct answer is suggestibility. Again, there are other questions on the exam that relate to large groups and the way that large groups can affect people and the mindset that goes along with that. What decision-making method is best if the decision is a simple task and needs to be done quickly? The correct answer is decision by authority without group input. Almost all of the decision-making methods are included on the exam, so be sure to study not only their definitions, but also in which situation they would be best used for. And finally, blank is the process or is the interaction among group members that results in the creation of ideas, insights, and strategies that no one member previously thought of on his or her own. The correct answer is process gain. So that is the end of the questions that I have as far as the examples for your midterm exam. But again, just be sure to remember that the exam does close at midnight on Sunday. So if you want the entire 2 hours to take the exam, you'll need to start it by at least 10 p.m. on Sunday night. And again, review those quick review lectures at the very end of each of the PowerPoints, because those are going to give you all of the examples and everything you need to know in order to do well on this test. So have a wonderful rest of your week, and I wish you all the very best of luck on your midterm exam.